Everybody got a motherfucking Loom Circle now, man.
Give me your money. Come on, invest in yourself. You got $100? You spend it in the club. You be buying bottles. Come on, give me $100.
I'm a man of the people. I done gave out thousands of dollars of my own money, of my friends' money, our sponsors' money. So people trust me, man. So people been asking me, yo, Jay, is this shit a scam? Is this shit a scam? And I have not invested $1 into this shit. I've been sitting here and just watching this shit. I don't own a Loom Circle. I'm not in a Loom Circle. So I am completely unbiased when I say this. I just been sitting back watching. And the question is this shit a scam? And the answer is no. It actually isn't a scam. In fact, it low-key could change the motherfucking world. Now, hear me out when I say this. Look, just hear me out. Look, one person is in the middle, right? And there's, I guess, 6 other people on the other side, I guess, convincing another 8 people to come in and give this one person in the middle $800. And then it becomes another nigga's turn, and then eventually it splits, and then you're in a circle by yourself. Let's pause right there. I think that's what makes people uncomfortable. Because you're concerned, what happens when I'm in a circle and I can't get 8 people to join? Fuck out of here. Well, somebody convinced you to join. What makes that person any different from you? Oh, because you thought you could give $100 somewhere and sit back and kick your feet. Look, it only becomes a scam if you're being told, yo, bro, give me $100 and sit back and do nothing. And guess what? In some circles, you could give $100 and sit back and do nothing because everybody else around you is motivated to add another 7 people and add another 8 people to give the person in the middle their money. But it seems like the only people who are uncomfortable is the niggas who think about the fact, yo, what happens if I can't get 8 people to join? What happens if I can't get 8 people to join? Nigga, the circle wasn't made for people who think like you. And that's what you got. That's what you got to understand. Even me, I had to catch myself. I was like, yo, wait. What happens if I'm in a circle by myself and I can't get 8 people to put $100 each? The circle wasn't made for niggas who think like you. You understand? The circle was made for people who are motivated. The circle was made for people who believe that if we all work together, we can keep convincing another 8 people and another 8 people and another 8 people and another 8 people to keep putting in $100 each, and we could all be investing back into ourselves. The community could come together and keep finding another 8 people, finding another 8 people, finding another 8 people to put in $100 to empower one person. It's community work. And technically, it's like financial empowerment, if you ask me, because what happens when a nigga cashes out 6, 7 times? What you think, that you got to keep finding another 8 people? Eventually, there's going to be people with money in their pocket that they're going to put their money back in. So I was looking at the news and I said, yo, bro, why they going hard? Like, why they attacking this shit so hard? Yo, I really think it's financial empowerment, low key, bro. Think about it. If we all if we all was in one of these circles and we all kept adding in another 8 people, another 8 people, another 8 people, and this shit went on for infinity. This shit went on to the year 3020, my nigga. You know how many motherfucking people would make thousands and thousands of dollars that they didn't expect to make, all because we're working together as a community, empowering the next person? But I get it. The insecurity lies in what happens if I'm by myself and I can't get another 8 people to join the circle. Well, what the fuck happens if you decide not to go to work tomorrow? You don't fucking get paid. I think it was common. Like, once I decided to break it down, you have to realize, is this shit a scam or is it not? That's why there's hundreds of people who've already made fucking thousands of dollars. I know a nigga who made thousands of dollars. I know people who done really cashed out $800, $1,600. People done cashed out $800 3 or 4 times. And I also see people who are insecure and say, nah, I'm not doing that shit because I can't convince 7 people, 8 people to join the team. But technically, you won't have to if your team is motivated and they're all doing the work for you. So look, this is my advice. If you decide to join this shit, I would say join a team that's motivated, a strong team, a team of people who don't have that negative mindset, who don't have the mindset of, yo, bro, I can't. That's what that World Venture shit was too. Them niggas was getting people in line, and while y'all niggas was sitting there saying that shit was a scam, which technically it kind of felt like it, it's only a scam if you're not willing to put in the work. So to call something a scam, no, because technically if it went right, everyone could get paid. It's only a scam if it goes right and nobody gets paid. But technically, if you're in a loom circle and the shit goes right, and the shit is on fire, and there's another 8 people joining in the circle like crazy, eventually, you know how much fucking money you done put in the community's pocket? It's all common sense. And yes, let's state the obvious. Whoever's in the middle or whoever decides to start this strong-ass team does benefit the most. But as they should. For empowering and starting such a strong-ass fucking team that doesn't stop, that keeps on adding 8 people. The only way it stops is when you're in the middle of a circle and you cannot add another 8 people because you a bum-ass bitch, you a bum-ass nigga that don't know nobody. So, I lay my case here. Is this shit a scam? My answer is no. It's made for people who don't have a negative mindset, who believe you can keep adding another 8 people to come into this. And eventually, if you do this shit successfully for 1,000 years straight through generations and generations, technically you will be putting a bunch of bread in people's pockets. But the problem is there's a lot of people that are insecure, and a lot of people who don't feel confident in themselves that they could go and convince another person to spend $100. And that's why you see a lot of negativity. Now, this is coming from a nigga who's not in the loom circle, who's not spent $1 in the loom circle. And maybe I would. Who knows? Maybe I'll start one. Maybe I won't. I don't know yet. But after giving it some thought, it's not a loom circle. If you're a bum-ass bitch or you're a bum-ass nigga who don't know nobody, or you're a loner and you just feel like, oh no, I can't convince people to spend out, then it's not for you. But in theory, to call it a scam would be wrong. And I think that the news and all them niggas, they don't want us to do shit like this, because technically we could empower the shit out of each other with our own money. I lay my case. Boom, bam, bow. Share this shit. Put this on your story and share this shit with somebody who needs to.